Welcome everyone. My name is Natasha Nazarali and I am the program manager of the ISEG MBA. First of all, thank you for joining us. This is the first webinar of 2021 and we will have a series of webinars every 2 weeks that will approach all kinds of areas of the ISEG MBA, from the partnerships, the streams, the leadership and personal development. So other than this one, we ask you to join us, okay, and contact us if you need any information. Before the actual beginning of the presentation, I'm just going to ask you to, if you have any questions, to write them in the Q&A section, okay, and we will approach them at the end of this session. And now I pass the virtual floor to our Executive Director, Paulo Soeiro de Carvalho. Thank you.
Hi, okay, Natasha, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's the beginning of a new journey again. We will start with this first webinar, the promotion and the communication of the next edition of the ISEG MBA, the 38th edition. And it's a real pleasure to be here with so many people. And I will try to explain why we strongly believe that this MBA is becoming one of the most interesting and visionary and innovative MBAs at a global scale, or at least in Europe. It's how and why we are working so hard. So I'm the executive director of this MBA from the beginning of 2020. So it was an incredible journey because we redesigned the program, and then we just had the pandemic. It was like a very turbulent journey, but everything is going really well. Although, of course, we have these major difficulties with the pandemics, social, on healthcare, and also at the economical level. But I will try to explain a little bit about the program, and in particular things that you cannot read and understand just reading the brochure or just exploring our website. So starting from the beginning, the ISEG MBA is the MBA of ISEG, which is a School of Economics and Management from the University of Lisbon. For those that are not from Portugal, the University of Lisbon is the biggest university in Portugal. It's a really high quality university, and the Faculty of Economics and Management is one of the oldest and one of the more credible faculties on economics and management. ISEG MBA is an executive MBA, so it's designed for people that want to keep working, although some of the people that we have on our program, they just take that time just for the MBAs, for the learning experience, in particular people that come from abroad. But it's an executive MBA, so it's something that you will have on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday after work. So you can combine and you just can keep working, maintaining your work, and you can take this MBA. It's an 18 months program, and we want the program to become a global program, an international program. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to take you on a journey, a short journey, to explain a little bit about the program, okay? So let me just share my screen. Okay. So as I was just explaining, I'm the executive director of ISEG MBA, so I'm Paulo Soeiro de Carvalho from 2020. I was appointed in January of 2020, and the main purpose of my appointment was to redesign the program and shake it a little bit and transform the program from what it was previously. So I'm going to present these main changes, of course, but my main purpose of my attention will be focused on things that we strongly believe that they are singular to the program, and they are somehow difficult to explain or to read. Okay, so starting from the beginning, probably all of you know what is an MBA. So MBAs usually have a more or less stable structure, and one of the reasons why the MBA has this kind of a standard structure is because all of the most important MBAs, they are somehow certified by international organizations like the AMBA and others. So we have all those accreditations from AMBA, ACS, and others. And this is one of the reasons why we cannot use the term and the word MBA for any kind of purposes or whatever we want to. So we have to follow some guidelines. And if I just present the MBA in a nutshell, it will look something like this. So you can see that on the layer in the top of this image, you can see what we call core courses or mandatory courses. All MBAs have this kind of courses, and we also have these courses. There are a couple of changes in a way that you can see, or we can present these, but you can see on the top, on the left, you can see the functional courses or the functional areas like finance, marketing, strategy, operations, people and organizations. And on the right, on the column on the right, you can see others that complement these. Some of them are really mandatory, so financial and other complement these. Something that all MBAs have, which is like applied learning. So we have a couple of business plans, business simulations, and we have, in the end of the program, a very important capstone project. But where are the main changes? And just one thing. So in these core courses, it's where we have our professors. So, and of course, we have our best professors and researchers in our MBA. So the MBA of ISEG is, of course, one of the most important programs that the faculty has to offer to the market. So the most important and the most international recognized professors and researchers on economics and management, they are, of course, located in these core parts of our program. But let me try to explain how we redesigned the program and how we believe that we have a program that is sound, it's credible, but also visionary and really innovative. So we try to expand what majority of the people can expect as being the core of any MBA. So what you can see here is that we made from the last edition a very strong investment on what we can call like the leadership, personal development, and also career development. I'm going to explain a little bit what we are doing and what we can offer to all of you that want to embark in this journey. The second distinctive feature is something that we already have from the past editions, but we somehow reinforced in the last edition, which is what we call immersive experiences. And we have one in Silicon Valley in partnership with the University of San Francisco, 1 week. And then we have another one, which is an immersive week in Lisbon. Lisbon is becoming a real hotspot regarding entrepreneurship and innovation. And what we are going to offer you is a unique dive into our really dense, organic, and fast-growing ecosystem in our city. And then, of course, we have a bootcamp with the Air Force Academy. The majority of the main driving forces and the global forces and most important trends that are disrupting the way that you can manage a business, start a new company, organize or offer new services or new concepts, or changing the industry rules, there is a lot of things happening at the same time. And what we tried to do was to somehow capture and integrate all these really important key drivers of change in what we call 5 streams. We call those global futures: digital disruption, entrepreneurship innovation, design and agility, and sustainability and governance. So let me start with leadership and personal development, and I'm going to be really brief. So this is something that goes and happens throughout the entire program, as you will see. And we have at least 3 layers that will happen throughout the 18 months of the program. As you can see here in this image, on the top, on the layer that you can see on the top of this image, we call leadership journey. And it's a leadership journey with a specific organization. So you will start with knowing better yourself. What are your main strengths? What is your profile? How do you react emotionally? How do you perform in different kinds of situations? How can you understand yourself better through, for example, mindfulness and other important areas that we are really into, which are the strengthening your emotional resilience. It's so important nowadays, and it will be even more important in the future. Then the second part is how can you lead others? So how can you create some kind of an impact on others? So this is where we will find the usual suspects when you talk about leadership and soft skills. So communication, negotiation, this kind of creating some kind of empathy skills on others. Then we move forward with how can you manage and lead teams and others. And of course, so what I'm trying to explain is these are core courses in the leadership journey. On leading teams, you have this kind of a course on the managing teams. So what are the dynamics, what kind of tools you will need to learn. And then of course, in the end, the main purpose is for you to lead and manage organizations. And if you can, you be able to manage the change and the entire organization and the organizational culture eventually. So lead and implement change. So this is something that will happen throughout the program on the leadership journey layer. On the second layer, it's what we call personal development plan. And here we have made a really important investment, and we work with the Christopher Institute, which is probably the best institution to make individual, personal, and professional assessments. And they work with the best business schools around the world, and we are working with them from the edition that is now happening in our school. So you will have like a leadership assessment, a really detailed leadership assessment, individual, on your professional, but also on your personal areas. And this will be the basis for a series of coaching sessions for you to end up in the final part of this program, to be able to create or to have your own style of leadership. We call this like your leadership signature. And we will have like a workshop in order for you to understand better what kind of a leader, what kind of a manager, what kind of a person you will be or you will want to be in the future. Then, of course, when you make an investment on an MBA, you want to have connections with the market, with companies. I'm not saying that you want to make the MBA to change your job or to change company. Most, or at least a significant part of our candidates and the cohorts that we have, it's people that they don't want to change companies, but they want to improve their performance and they want to improve their careers, for example, in their own companies. So we have two kind of things really important. So we want to, for the people that want to change the career, we put all of you in contact with the best talent and search companies, headhunters and recruiting companies, so that you not only know better what are the trends, what kind of skills and what kind of things the market or the companies want, but also for you to be in the databases of these top headhunting and talent management companies. And we have other series of events and workshops and keynotes from different kind of people. It can be like alumni from the MBA. They can be like CEO top managers that will just talk to you about what is to be a CEO, what kind of things you can learn from their experiences. And also something that will be really important, we have a really sound number of coaches. So in the end of the program or throughout the program, you will be able to select or to make a match between your profile, your ambitions, and our network of coaches, of mentors, sorry. So the career office and the way that you can just change or improve your career is something key in this MBA, or in every MBA, but also in this one also. So leadership journey, personal development plan, and the way that you can think about developing your own career and your connection with the market. The second thing that is really distinctive in our program is that we really want you to have not just classes and workshops and attending keynotes, and eventually to have this kind of simulations that we have several with some kind of management simulations, marketing simulations, and others. But we want you to have real, organic, multi-sensorial immersive experiences. So we offer 3 of these kind of experiences. The first one is in a week in Silicon Valley, in San Francisco. Usually happens in the end of the program. It's interesting because it's happening right now in the edition that's starting in September of 2019. And because of the pandemic, we were able to change the on-presence program to a virtual one. But what we are going to offer you is, of course, inside a presential immersive experience in Silicon Valley and San Francisco in an interesting partnership with the University of San Francisco. The second immersive experience is a bootcamp with our partner, the Portuguese Air Force Academy. And this one happens in the beginning of the program. And it's much more about test your skills, your limits, but mainly to create this kind of a team spirit, because after this kind of boot camps in the Portuguese Air Force Academy, the bonds between the course, between the class are really reinvigorated. The third experience is it's a different kind of an experience, and it's an immersive experience in our Lisbon. So we are in Lisbon, in our Lisbon entrepreneurial and innovative ecosystem. Lisbon is becoming a hotspot for innovation, for entrepreneurship. We have a really dense, organic, fast-growing entrepreneurial ecosystem, and you will have the opportunity to know the most important stakeholders from incubators, accelerators, big tech companies, big corp, startups, and investors. And all of these will be curated by one of our main partners, which is Startup Lisboa, which is probably one of the best and one of the most important stakeholders or actors in this entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Lisbon. So 3 immersive experiences. This is just for you to sense what kind of program you will have on with the University of San Francisco. So you cannot see these properly, but you will be able to talk with people from Intel. In this edition, for example, we are offering the possibility of talking with people from Tesla. You'll be able to know much better one of the most important accelerating programs, which is Plug and Play. So it's really an outstanding and high quality experience, besides the possibility of knowing not only San Francisco, but some of the hotspots in Silicon Valley. So this is the Silicon Valley immersive experience. The second one is what I was telling you about Lisbon. I'm not going to explain this in detail, but this is an image of our Lisbon entrepreneurial ecosystem. As you can see, really dense, organic, globally connected, and growing really fast. So you will be able to talk and visit some of these spaces and remarkable people that we have the opportunity to not only to see growing, but also to attract to our city. And then one of the most important things of our program comes from this question that we just asked ourselves in the beginning of the redesign of the program, which is, now we are living in a VUCA world, so volatile, uncertain, turbulent, and complex, fast changing, in acceleration, and with this disruptive technology and digitalization. What kind of skills every leader or manager or everybody that is working in any type of organization will need to have beyond these core courses and these core competencies? And we know more or less that there are a couple of ones that are really important. So thinking about global trends, uncertainties, mega trends, building scenarios, lead and face uncertainty. The mindset of an entrepreneur, thinking and creating innovation processes, products, services, concepts, experiences. think like a designer, so design thinking. And also this thing really important, which is everybody should work on agile and this kind of new ways of working in small teams, diversified teams. And of course, have this kind of skills about digital disruption and digital transformation. And of course, everybody should be really equipped with sustainability skills and knowledge, climate change, and also ethics and purpose and governance. So the main challenge for us was how can we incorporate and embed in something that it was so traditional in the past, which is an MBA, some of the most innovative and important skills that everybody should have in a program in order to transform the program and make it a really distinctive, innovative, and future-proof and future-oriented experience and program. So we came up with this idea of building 5 strategic streams. So in each one of these strategic streams, we have a couple of what we call global partners or stream partners. As you can see, we have the first stream is global futures. The second one is entrepreneurship and innovation. The third one is design and agility. The fourth one is technology disruption and digital transformation. And the last one is about ethics, sustainability, and governance. Not necessarily through this order, as you will see. So the first one is, how can you think about global forces? How can you think about the most important trends? How can you face uncertainty, build scenarios and design new strategies, create new or innovative approaches to the market or new products and services? For this one, we have 2 important partners. The World Economic Forum, we have a global partnership with the World Economic Forum, and the forum offers at least 2 main things to the program. The first one is a really premium, unique access to an outstanding platform, strategic intelligence platform, that the forum has been developing for the past 3 to 4 years. And ISEG is one of from the beginning of the project of the forum, it's one of the academic partners involved in this project. And we offer to our students, a unique premium access to the platform. It's an outstanding platform. And you will be able to use the platform throughout the program. The second part is, it's not just for you to use the platform, but also bring experts and the team of the strategic intelligence platform of the World Economic Forum, and offer throughout the program at least 4 what we call masterclasses. And it can be masterclasses like specific deep dives on key topics, like, of course, imagine like the pandemics or the industry 4.0 or the digital disruption or the climate change. So you will be able to work with the platform and the strategic maps that you can build with the platform in specific topics or themes that we will match according to the profile of the class in master classes throughout the program. Second partner of Stream is one of the most important institutions in future studies, foresight, and scenario planning, which is the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. And what they bring to this stream is a course on megatrends and scenarios and strategy. It will be like a 12-hour course. And one of the things that is really interesting is that you will make this course integrated in the MBA program, but you will also have access to the certificate, to the certification that Copenhagen Institute offers to anyone that makes this kind of programs in Copenhagen. So this is the first stream. You will see. So it is. I will, of course, we will not have time to explain what is the platform and more in detail what is the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies. The second stream is more about technology disruption and digital transformation. And here we have one of the most important, at least for us, for our faculty, one of the most important partnerships that we forged in this MBA, which is a strong partnership with Technic Lisboa. Technic Lisboa is the biggest engineering school in Portugal, and it's part of the same Lisbon University. So for us, it was really amazing to bring this kind of high-level faculty on engineering and design with them a course of 20 hours just on mastering data science. It's not because you will become a data scientist, but it's because each one of you, if you want to manage something and work in the future, you will need to have these kind of skills on data science, AI, so and understand what is an algorithm, how to use databases, how to use machine learning, how to work with advanced analytics or NLP, natural language processing, and also how can you visualize this kind of big data and really complex information. In addition, we will offer also this kind of masterclasses in topics on technology areas that we believe they are critical and will be disruptive in the future. So you can see some of the examples of these topics. So AR, VR, artificial augmented reality and virtual reality, robotics and automation, and IoT and 5G, just a couple of examples. So this is the second stream. The third stream is entrepreneurship innovation. I have already talked about the immersive experience in Silicon Valley in Lisbon, and Startup Lisboa not only makes the creation and the organization of that experience, week-long experience in Lisbon. They also offer a 20 hours module on entrepreneurship. So everything that comes from what is the lean startup, what is the business model canvas, what it is to design and to scale a new project, how do you prepare to make a pitch to an investor, what is pivoting, this kind of things that you will need to know, although you will never be a founder of a company, but you will need to have this kind of a attitude, this mindset, and also this kind of concepts and tools. The fourth stream is what we call design and agility, and we have two partners. We have a design thinking, strategic design studio, really outstanding company based in Lisbon. It's called With Company, and they will offer and make a 20 hours module or course on strategic design. We call this a strategic design lab because it's really hands-on. And the other partner is Volkswagen, but in particular, the Volkswagen Digital Lab or Software Development Center based in Lisbon. So this is the part of the big automaker company that designs everything that is digital and everything that is becoming much more important and disruptive in the auto industry. And they will explain to you how to work on agile and on digital using also this kind of design skills. And we are going to make this course in their own space, which is an outstanding space in the center of Lisbon. The fifth stream is about sustainability, mostly about sustainability, climate change. It's one of the big, it's one of the most important areas for the future of our faculty. It's one of the priorities of faculty, and of course, it's becoming something really important in our program. Of course, the Paris Agreement, the SDGs, but also sustainability, finance, and other areas that we will have throughout the several keynote speakers. And also something important, which is ethics and social responsibility. So this is the fifth stream. And these 5 streams is, we strongly believe, what bring really something distinctive, innovative to the program. It's not the usual way that you see an MBA organized, and this is one of the reasons why we believe that we have this kind of really distinctive features in our program. The calendar, I'm going to show you the calendar of the current edition. We are just finalizing a couple of things in the calendar of the 38th edition, by the way, that will start in September. And this is more or less just to explain that we know that there are different kinds of courses and modules. Some of them are much more heavy regarding the reading, the work that you need to do, the study, and others are much more practical and not so heavy regarding the pressure that puts on your time and your attention. So what we try to do is to combine everything, and because we know that the core courses are some of the most intense courses of the programs, we try to spread these courses throughout the program, and then eventually combine everything that you will have like the perfect experience during these 18 months. And of course, we are always learning, because it's somehow it's very tricky to be able to combine and to offer this kind of balance. Just a final note about the way that we are working with different kind of partners. As you can see, we are the Faculty of Economics and Management. We belong to the University of Lisbon, and this is our basis, of course. But as you can see, at least it was my expectation for you to understand why and how we are transforming this program with a network and an ecosystem of partners, institutional partners, corporate partners, but also other kind of partners, also individual people. So as you can see, these are at least some of the most important and what we call like the main global or stream partners that we have in our program. And we strongly believe that we need to work with this kind of strong partnership and network in order to offer really outstanding experiences to our students. A final word about, we have a lot of people attending this webinar. Some of the people that are attending are potential candidates to the program, but others can be people from companies. So we have different kind of corporate partners that can put the people and participants in the program and have these special conditions. We are working, and we will announce in the next week several scholarships to help some of our students support at least part of the expenses. And we also have what we call financial partners. We have a partnership with the Caixa de Deposits that offer some kind of financial or special specific financial conditions for people that want to finance the program. And also we have a partnership, of course, with Fundação José Neves in order to allow people to start paying in the final part of the program or after the ending of the program to this kind of what they call like a income sharing agreement program with the Fundação José Neves. Of course, for those that want to join, that want to know more, we are here to answer all the questions. Natasha and myself, we are really happy to answer all your questions. It's very easy to contact us through email or by phone or through our website, or we have a LinkedIn page, a Facebook page. So just call us or send us an email, and we will be happy to start a conversation to each one of you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. It was a pleasure. So Natasha, do we have any questions, something that our attendees have to, or
yes, I have the first question here. So from Ferney, I guess, he's from Colombia, and he has more specific questions regarding the application, but he asks when the application period begins, and also is residing in Colombia. And sorry, it's mainly that. I guess, Ferney, if you're listening me to the details specifically to Colombia, I'll contact you and maybe help you in a more specific way, because I think it's better. But regarding the applications Paulo, maybe you can speak.
Well, the applications are already open, so you can just make your application. We have different periods of early bird. So the first early bird will end in the end of March, right, Natasha? And
yes.
It's an early bird of 10%.
10%, exactly.
Okay. And then we have another period for with 7.5% and another one with 5%. But the best way is for you to just send us an email, just call us, and we have a very streamlined, a very fluid process of the application, and with several stages, but we believe it's very fluid, and we are here to help you with everything. So the visas, the way the of course, also, I'm not sure if we have any questions regarding the pandemic. We can also explain how we were able to deal with the pandemic in the past, and how can we just be really comfortable in facing the months and the years ahead regarding everything that we are living as a society as a whole.
Thank you, Paulo.
Any more questions?
Yes, another question that I have is, how is the ISEG MBA team going to deal with this pandemic situation with classes, presential classes or online classes? How is our team handling that situation?
So the first thing is the faculty and the university has a really strict rules and the procedures to comply with everything that comes from the healthcare authorities in Portugal and of course around the European Union. And one of the most important things for everybody that wants to have an experience here in Lisbon and in our MBA is that we were able to face and to solve different kind of challenges throughout the last year. So, and what you can expect is a program that is able to and is prepared for every eventuality. So if we, hopefully not, if we need to have another lockdown in the future, like we have now in Lisbon, of course, the experience is not the same, but we have all the technology in our classrooms in order for you to have the best experience in a remote way. So now, currently, nowadays, all our class of the current edition is attending classes remotely, and things are working really well. But of course, we know, and it's not the way that we want the classes to happen. So if everything is okay and we just return to a new normality in September, we will be able to, in a safe way, with all the procedures regarding the safety and security of healthcare, to attend our classes presentially. So, but we are prepared to full presential, to remote, and something in between, something more blended, if the circumstances demands this kind of changes.
Thank you. Another question that we have is, if the Silicon Valley experience is actually fully included in the fee of the program, so about the traveling, the hotel, so all the details regarding that.
So all the experiences that I've just mentioned, and of course the experience in Silicon Valley, it's everything is included in the conditions that we are presenting to the program. So not only the program organized by the University of San Francisco, but also the flights, accommodation, and meals. So everything is included. Okay, so no questions about that.
Also, another question. This is from Eugenio. He's asking. He's particularly interested in knowing more about finance, human resources, and leadership. What's going to be covered in those areas, and to learn a little bit more about those areas.
Okay, so let's start with, I'm not an expert in finances, but we have some of the best professors and researchers in finance in our program. So ISEG is one of the best, if not the best, faculty of economics. And financials, all the things that relates with finance, and they are fully covered in our program. So we have a 30 hours course just on finance and everything in finance in a broad sense, corporate finance. We have another one that is related, which is knowing more about financial institutions and markets. There is another one more based on corporate accounting, financial accounting, and so if I was asked about if there is something in our program that is clearly one of the areas in which our professors of ISEG are well suited and they are really into these fields, it's the finance area. The second thing is about leadership. Well, I've tried to explain that this was one of our main investments when we redesigned the program in the beginning of 2020. So we have a full package and with different kind of modules and courses and experiences and assessments and coaching sessions throughout the program in what we can call the leadership, personal and professional development. So I strongly believe that regarding leadership and personal development, we are at least at the level of the best faculties in business schools and MBA in the world.
Can I add something, Paulo?
Yes, of course.
I just want to say to Eugenio and all of you that regarding all the webinars that we have planned, we have one with our team leader in leadership and personal development with Rita Alemão on March 16th. And we'll, of course, send you more details via email. Okay, so if you want to know more regarding that specific topic on that day, you should attend our webinar. And that's it. I have another question is regarding an early bird. It's a specific one, but is the early bird special condition cumulative with the alumni Universidade de Lisboa condition resulting in 20% if you apply until the end of March?
Okay, so I will try to answer part of this, and Natasha, we are so into this specifics of the condition. So let me tell you something for all of you. We have special conditions for the first special conditions that we have. It's for alumni of ISEG. ISEG is Institute of Education, ISEG, so the school. And the other part with the similar and the same conditions that we are offering is for alumni of Técnico, IST, Instituto Superior Técnico. For both of these groups, we are offering a 20% discount, okay? Now, for all the students that don't belong to these schools from the University of Lisbon, we offer 10%, and this can add to the early birds, but with limitations. So, Natasha, maybe you can just go through this from this point, because I don't want to make any mistakes and give and say something that is not correct.
Of course. So what we have is we actually have a 10% discount for alumni of Universidade de Lisboa, and we also have at this moment a 10% reduction for this first early bird till the end of March. And then we also have 5% reduction for those who pay in full when they pay the MBA. What I can say is that you can actually join as these three reductions if you apply now, but we cannot only go up to a maximum of 20% of reduction. So if it's, I think, Miguel, what you asked is regarding two reductions of 10%. So yes, you can join them together and have that discount, okay? That's it. Let me see if I have any more questions. No, we don't have any more questions. Does anyone want to ask a question, raise a hand? Any more, I don't know, specific details you want to know? I guess not. Paulo, you don't have your sound on.
Yes, sorry. We have this channel, we have different kind of communication channels really open. So if you have any questions, something that you want to say, something that you want to know, just call Natasha, send us an email, go to our website, to our LinkedIn or Facebook pages, and we are here just to answer all of your questions, okay? And also I believe that this webinar will be it's recorded, so we are recording this webinar, and the same webinar will be available for you to eventually to see it again, or to share with someone that you believe will be interested in the program. And finally, it was really a pleasure to have all of you in this session, I really hope to see you in the future here in Lisbon, if you are not from Portugal or from Lisbon. So thank you so much, and it was a pleasure, Natasha.
Thank you everyone for joining us. So as Paul said, you can send us an email. You have my email in the contact that we made for this webinar, also my phone number, which has WhatsApp. So nowadays it's sometimes easier to contact people that way. So feel free to talk to us. Okay, we can schedule a phone call, a video call, whatever suits you better nowadays that we cannot meet in person. So once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Okay. There was a last message in the chat, which is some of you, I don't know exactly the name, just said I have already applied. So thank you so much. It was a great way to close our webinar. Okay, so see you in the future. And it was a really pleasure. It was really interesting. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.